Geno, what's something that you admire about each of the quarterbacks in the NFC West, and what do you hope they admire about your game?
Oh man, that's a great question. I think each guy is a little different. I think Matt, I just admire like his longevity and how consistent he's been. To be a gunslinger and to be, play as many years in the league as he's had, won a Super Bowl. I think he's always done great things. I look at Kyler, man, just like his athleticism, how he makes plays, on and off script, always extending plays, and when he's back there, man, he's so fast and he just moves around and makes so many great plays. And then Brock, man, just his consistency and how he stepped in. The situation, how he got his starting job wasn't like common. For him to be a later draft pick and to play the way that he's played, I think has been outstanding. And then, hopefully. Something they admire about me is just my hard work. I always pride myself on being the hardest worker, and I think that's something that maybe gets seen, maybe not, but I definitely hopefully they see that in me.
What did Sunday's win affirm about the offense?
It was just one game, and it just affirmed that we can close out games, we can finish games. I thought that last drive, everyone did their job and did a great job to get us in the end zone, and I think we've been doing that the entire time. And when the game's on the line, we get the ball, guys are calm, guys know what to do, and they go out and execute.
You've had those game-winning drives this year. Arizona's also won 3 games by 2 points. What does having those experiences do when you get to this part of the season?
Yeah, these games all of them are gonna feel like playoff games. The NFL is always a close league, and there's always a lot of one-score games. And so, like I said, when you got the ball at the end and you got a chance to close it out, that's your moment to go and take it. And as an offense, as a quarterback, we thrive in those moments. We appreciate them. I love them. I enjoy them. And we just gotta look forward to the next one.
With Olu stepping in the lineup, 4 of the 5 linemen are all guys drafted in the last 3 years. A couple second-year guys. And Mike Drell, for that matter, playing some this year. How have you seen the young guys on that line step up?
I think everyone is doing such a tremendous job, and I think the continuity, that's a huge aspect to playing O-line. But I think even with the shuffling of guys and other guys stepping in and stepping up, you see how connected that entire room is in that group, how they all play connected. And no matter who steps in there, Coach Huff's doing a great job, and Nuge just doing a great job of making sure they're prepared and they're ready mentally. And then physically, they got to go out there and they got to execute. But just that entire group, man, guys have stepped up the entire year. It's been a different guy the entire year. And they're only going to continue to get better as they gel and play together.
What have you seen from the Arizona's pass rush and kind of their front line? There's a lot of different guys getting involved.
Yeah, they have multiple defenders up front. They give you multiple looks. They do a great job at really mixing the looks and showing you one thing, and then the next time is something else. And so we would like to call that a game plan defense, where we're going to figure out what they're doing once we get there on Sunday. And the key thing is being able to obviously use your rules, and then if there's an adjustment that needs to be made, make sure everyone's on the same page, get the adjustment done, and then go out there and make it happen.
How was the limited power here affecting you guys' prep, if at all?
It's just a little bit colder in the indoor, as you guys see. But for the most part, the prep has been great. I think guys have, obviously without power at home, it's going to, hinder some things. But guys have been doing a great job at, studying. And it allows you to spend extra hours at the facility. If you don't got power at home, you got power here. So you can spend extra hours here and just studying. And, we're not going to use it as an excuse. There's a lot of people without power. And we're just blessed to be able to, come to work and still do our jobs.
Is any of this stuff limited with training? Take care of your body. Is any of that stuff?
So there's cold showers. Got to man up, take a cold shower. And then, there's no sauna. Some of the things that we're accustomed to having because there's no electricity there aren't, here for our service. But for the most part, man, we got everything we need, and we'll be ready on Sunday.
Do you have power at home, Geno?
I do, yeah.
How have you and Ryan Grubb's relationship changed as you've learned each other these 10 games?
It's just growing. It's just continuing to grow. And as Grubb and I, as we got to know each other early, and we spent a lot of time just getting to know each other as people and as humans first. And then as we continue to grow the offense, as I continue to develop under him, the trust factor has always been there, but it's continuing to grow. I know that he's going to make the right call at the right time, and he trusts me to make the right decision. So we're hand in hand with that. We talk every single day. We're in the meeting room together, and it's our first year, but I think we're off to a great start, and we can only improve.
How have you noticed him change from game one to now? How he calls the game? Or
Not much, man. He's aggressive. He wants to get his calls off the sheet. He knows what he wants, and we're trying to take advantage of the defense in any way we can. And I think he's done a great job of just calling games for this offense and tailoring it for the guys on this offense, and it's allowed everyone to step up and make great plays.
There's a lot of folks that are skeptical about college OCs making the jump to the NFL. Can you talk about what you think's working so far in that transition, and where's some areas you're hoping that things get better?
Yeah, it's always going to be a difference when you go from college to the NFL. That's with anything, and I think only Grubb can tell you exactly what the differences are. I haven't been in college in so long, but I just know football is football. X's and O's, and it's X's and O's, and if you know the game, if you know how defenses react to certain things, you can you can set them up in a certain way and get your calls, and it comes down to execution at the end of the day. The players got to go out there and make the plays come alive.
Have you noticed differences between this offense and past offenses you've been in?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some differences, but like I said, football is football, and a curl route's always going to be a curl route. You can't really change a lot of things. You're not going to reinvent the wheel, but there's different ways that we approach things, and there's different ways we try to attack defenses.
That last drive, though, you guys had, how in sync are you with him? I mean, how much communication is there?
There's a lot of communication. Like on that situation, in that last drive when I got sacked right there, there was a chance to call a timeout, but he already had a play up, and he was like, "Hey, we're fine. We got enough time. Let's get this play off," and it actually led us to getting the first down. There was another situation right before the 2-minute where he called it play, and he's like, "Hey, if you don't love it, you can take the 2 minutes. I like the play," so we got a first down on that. So the communication is, him always reminding me of certain things, and then obviously giving me the leeway to go ahead and make the decision.
How quickly after the play ends do you get to hear the coordinator again?
Really, as soon as I know there's someone buzzing them in, but just right like a second or two maybe.
When you look at Arizona's defense, like Buddha stands out as a big name, but some of those guys are relatively unknown. So what are you seeing out of that pretty young group?
Yeah, young group, but guys that are flying around, they're playing connected. They're all playing together. They like their scheme. You can tell it's fun to have those three safeties back there, and Buddha gets a chance to roam, and all those guys get a chance to just kind of do their thing. But they're playing sound defense. They try to keep everything in front. They want to make sure that you're not hitting the big plays. Their offense does a great job at ball control. They try to control the time of possession. All the games they won, they've done that, and their defense. They get you off the field. They get you backed up when they do those blitzes, and then they get you off the field on third down.
They got LJ Collier over there. What do you remember him? Does he look like the same guy?
Yeah, man, LJ's he's still out there. He's playing hard. Out there, he's getting after it. He's the same guy he was here, man. Just a hard worker and a guy who's going to give maximum effort, and he's going to do whatever it takes. I know it's going to mean a lot for him to play against us and a couple other guys on that team. So they're going to come out and play hard, but we'll be ready.
With the wristband, does Ryan just give you like a number, or do you look at the wristband?
Yeah, just gives me a number. Yep.
What's a common misperception about you as a person and you as a player?
That's a tough question. I don't know what all the perceptions are, so I don't know what it could be. I'm just living my life, and I'm just happy to be me. I don't really focus on like what everyone else is thinking.
What do you make of this division where it's at right now? Washington can be at the bottom, when you can be at the top. Kind of how tightly packed it is with this.
Yeah, I think everyone above 500 or at 500 and might be the only division. It's very competitive. There's anybody can get it, can go get this division. Last 7 games of the season, so it's really it's going to feel like playoff games, like I said, every single one. And the division games are going to feel like you won 2 games because they're going to matter that much.
The clear the room credo from the military, the visitors you've had. Why did that hit in particular? Why did you connect with that?
Yeah, I think that's something that when those guys were speaking about just what they do and how they go about missions, and one guy was speaking on, if we go into one room and we don't execute it perfectly, like you can't think about that, this is a life or death situation. You can't think about that or try to correct it in that moment. You just got to get to the next room, and you got to clear the next room. And so I think that's a lot like playing quarterback and playing football. Things are going to happen throughout the game, in your control, out of your control. Some negative things are going to happen. You may hit some adversity, but if you focus on that too long, you're not going to be able to clear the next room, which means play the next play on that.
So Coach McDonald said that to you when you came off the field.
Yeah.
And Did you smile? Did you automatically know?
No, yeah, I knew what he was talking about. Yeah, we talk about that all the time. Like clear the room. He said give yourself some grace, clear the room. Which I was already in that mindset, but him saying that just made it amplified it, made it a little better.
That was after the interception.
Yeah.
And when did you first hear the clear the room messaging?
This could have been maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. The Navy SEALs came and they spoke to us.
In general, what do you guys get out of this business, whether it's Navy SEALs or whoever coming to talk to you guys and share content?
Just perspective. It's not, they're in life or death situations, but it takes teamwork. It takes a certain mindset, takes a certain ability. So a lot of that is similar to what we do, and you just gain a different perspective from someone else who is doing it, high level stakes, and but theirs are a lot higher than ours. But just what's their mindset? What are they thinking about? How do they, go about a successful mission and or a failed mission? What are they going to do? What are they going to say when they get back to the base?
On that last run you had, did you know immediately like the end zone was open, or were you thinking I can get out of bounds? Obviously.
Yeah, I just saw the pylon. I kind of knew what coverage they were in, so I knew the backer on my left would have to relate to that back, and I just felt like if he ran in there too far, if I could escape to my left, I could get out of bounds. I knew the clock was running, so either you got to stop the clock there, get out of bounds, or score. I saw the pylon, so went for it.
How much of what's the connection between you and Jackson right now, this the whole season, particularly these last few games, do you attribute to maybe some of the work you did in the offseason together?
I would hope just a lot of it, man. Like just how comfortable we are with one another, our communication on the sideline and in games. We're just developing that. It's kind of unspoken. We don't have to say anything, but we kind of know what to do. And when we're out there, that's something that's developing. But we still got DK, we still got Tyler, we still got Noah, we still AJ's been stepping up. Tyler, all the running backs have stepped up. So it's a development thing with all of us. And I think Jackson has been doing a great job at making plays. But all of those guys are capable, and we just got to keep working at it.
When you're throwing together in the offseason, how much can you really simulate like an extended play situation?
That's something we actually don't do. We actually try to work more in rhythm, and obviously there's not a full defense out there, but you can't really simulate a scramble drill because you don't have all the working parts. But we just try to work in rhythm, and I try to help him visualize what the defense is going to look like versus a certain coverage, and then obviously you got to play the game as you see it. So there's a lot of work that gets put in, in the offseason, but mainly the work gets put in practice when we're out here with the defense.
That was in Miami, right?
Yes.
How long was he down there?
A week.
Did you guys know Marvin Harrison Jr. at all from like Ohio State?
No, I know JJ, my cousin. He took a liking to him when he was going up there on visits, and they got pretty close. But I haven't met him myself.
You mentioned you had a brief contract convo term on his pod this week. Is that something that's been on the back of your mind this season?
Nah, that's that he asked me a question, so I had to answer it. But that's really not on the back of my mind, or it's not on my mind right now. I'm really focused on these next 7 games, and really this one game. And like I said to Sherm, maybe I'll have to hit him up to be my agent or something, the way he was talking. But yeah, I don't really worry about those things. The only thing that I can count on is I'll be playing football next year and beyond.
How important is it for you guys to get back to success at home?
That's the most important thing. I think we're at the stretch now where we're going to have some really meaningful games at home. And, when I think about Seattle and I think about the fan base, the 12s, and all the meaningful games that they've had and just how they affected those games with the noise and all the, energy they brought. And so these games are going to be so electric. I can't wait to be in the stadium on Sunday, man. It's gonna be so fun. We're looking forward to the fans being there and it's just going crazy.
Who's struggling the most with the cold showers?
I've been going home to shower, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to ask a guy about his shower, but that's something you might have to ask them.
All right, Geno. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.